Hi there and welcome to a new video. My name is Marco Paoletta and I've been using Godot for something like 5.5 years and Unity for something like 4, okay? So I really use them a lot, and in this video I want to compare their scene systems, okay? Is there one that is better than the other? Is basically using nodes, the system that Godot has, better than Unity game objects? Is this actually something that you should care about? So all that I'm gonna be answering in this video, okay? So for this, okay, what I have over here are two example projects, okay? Well, this is actually a game that I made over here in Godot for one of my courses called Jump 'em All. It actually has, as you can see, like maybe like a lot of objects. Like we have a player, we have coins, we have decorations, we have all these. And once again, this all uses the super convenient for a lot of people node system. So I know the menu, all these are different nodes. The coin, we have one base node and then different objects over here. One object for each functionality. Okay, we want the sprite, this is one object. We want the collision, this is another object. We want the animation, this is another object. Whereas if we go to Unity, well, this is very different, but well, it is what it is. It's basically a 2D RPG, once again, for another course that I have of mine. By the way, you can check them out in the description down below. And well, this is a 2D RPG. Once again, we have a lot of objects. We have decorations, we have obstacles, we have different types of enemies, weapons, projectiles, all that, okay? So what happens here is that the system itself is very, very different, okay? So first of all, let me just move myself here a little bit so that you can see this better. So for example, if we take a look at, let's take a look at the main scene first of all, or game scene. Yes, here it is. So if we take a look at the player, for example, it's very different. So first of all, the player itself has many of the components that we used to have in Godot. Everything is in the same place. In Godot, the player, for example, let's open up the player right over here. Player. So as you can see here, the player is, well, the own character partiturity. This does not exist as like this in Unity, but well, we have of course like very similar things. We have the sprite as another object, collision as another object, audio as another object. But here the player, for example, we have a lot of these things in the exact same thing. So we have the player object, which has at the same time the sprite renderer, has the rigid body, which would be like kind of the character body 2D, but it basically is intended to be used in the same way in this case. And we also have the collision in the same place, and we also have the animation in the same place, and have dozens of scripts here. So that's way more different than what we have in Godot, okay? And this is because if we wanted to, for example, in Unity, what we usually follow in Unity is one of the many solid principles. Basically, solid principles are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 principles. So we have S, O, etc. Okay, that they are good programming practices in general for any game engine, for any programming language. Okay, so the S is single responsibility. What this means is that each class should only have one main end, okay, one main objective. So if we have the player, for example, well, in Godot, this is just one script, okay, this is the player.gd in this case, okay, so there is not such single responsibility principle over here. But in Unity we do have it, because the player functionality itself, as you can see, is divided here into different components. We have player attack, we have collision, we have death, we have weapon updater. So rather than having everything in one script, what we have are single responsibility classes, okay? So we have one class for the attack, let's say one class for the health, and another class for the movements, for example, okay? So this is a single responsibility pattern, okay, that in Godot, let's say, it doesn't exist as such, because if I wanted to attach another script here, of course it's just gonna be a test, but I know this fade, for example, won't actually allow me to do so. So you can see I have the player script over here attached, and if I drop a new one, it's gonna basically override it. I know that, of course, you can still add a blank node, for example, and attach this script over here if I wanted to. But once again, it's not something that is really used a lot. Well, it is used a lot, but as you can see, the concept behind is way different. So it is good, it is bad. I have my personal opinion. I prefer way more the Unity system. What this system provides, okay, is that understanding this is way easier for beginners, okay, because you don't have to deal with, for example, talking between these different classes, okay, talking about accessors and all that. In Godot, everything is public by default, so you have no problem accessing stuff from other places. But well, it oversimplifies everything, okay, which is good for beginners, but when you want to take your skills to the next level, it starts to complicate things. Now let's see another example. So this is the weapon itself. So this is the base weapon, which is basically the melee weapon, and we see the exact same thing. We have one object, okay, actually has like the sprite separated, but this has a purpose, and that is basically offsetting a little bit from the base itself. As you can see, it's right on top of the player. Well, the sprite here is separated from that because I want to offset it a little bit. So it's not because of a limitation of Unity or anything like that. It's because of functionality. Oh, sorry, you are not seeing this. I meant this. That, as you can see, is it's offset a little bit. That's why. And that's why basically I think that Godot system is way more restrictive in this. In Unity, if you want, you can just have one player script, okay, and from there basically, and in there basically store all the information. But in Godot, you must, okay. In Unity, you can if you want to. So that's a huge difference, okay, in terms of flexibility, okay. Now another thing that I wanted to discuss are scenes themselves, okay, in Godot, and prefabs, okay, in Unity. So in Godot, everything is a scene. So the usual definition, okay, of scene, or how actually would be the easiest way is that, okay, are different scenarios. So we have, for example, like, you know, a menu scene, we have a game scene, we have a setting scene, whatever it is. So this is like what we could think of is the easiest thing to think about. But in Godot, it's not actually like that, because not only do we have this division over here, but also each scene has its own sub-scenes, okay? So the game, for example, has its own players, and I will put it, pick one of player one just so that we understand what this is. Player one, we as a different scene, we have the UI, for example, whatever it is. This is how it handles. It is handled by Godot. Once again, I don't really like that system. But in Unity, each scene is like this. It's a container of everything else. What we have in Unity to kind of do this, okay, of being able to use the same objects in different places are prefabs. Once again, Godot, what tries to do, at least from my opinion, is to oversimplify, okay? Now, this has, of course, some advantages and some things that are good. On the one hand, if you're a beginner, if everything is oversimplified, it means that the initial curve is gonna be way better. You're gonna be able to learn the engine in a couple hours, okay, in a couple days. But in the long run, if everything is oversimplified, it means that it's gonna be restrictive, okay? And that's actually what happened, at least for me, a lot in Godot. I want to do some stuff and I'm restricted by the engine. All this, okay? So that's something that we really have to take into account. Let's see this in action. If you go to Unity, these are the different prefabs that we have, okay? This is the base weapon, this is the shooter weapon, this is a manager that I have over here. So all these objects, I can reutilize them in different scenes, in different scenarios, for example. Or if we take a look at the enemies, they are all different prefabs, okay? In this case, they are prefab variants, which are a type of prefab that inherits everything from a base prefab, but that's a little bit more advanced. And in Godot, you also have inherited scenes, which is the exact same thing. So we don't worry about that, but the cool thing is that if I go to the base enemy, okay, and now I want to make all my enemies a little bit darker, I could do it, okay? As you can see, it has basically applied in all. Well, in this case, it has applied to all base enemies, in this case, okay? The shooter enemies, as you can see, did not take effect in this case, but I believe that you do understand the logic. So they are called completely differently. One thing in Unity are scenes, and another thing are prefabs, okay? They are connected between each other, but two different concepts at the end. But in Godot, everything is connected. Like the player is a scene that then is instantiated in the main scene, so it's a scene connected to another thing. Once again, it simplifies things a little bit, but at least for me, it's a little bit confusing, okay? Once again, this is just my opinion, okay? These are just videos to discuss different point of views, to compare engines, to help you decide which one you like the most, or which one you like the least. Always remember, game engines are tools. It doesn't really matter what I tell you, like, okay, I like more this one or the other one. The important thing here is with which one you feel the most comfortable, and that's the most important thing. Once again, remember, these are just basically tools that will allow you to create the games you want, or the games your clients need, or the game that your boss wants to create, basically. So that's all I wanted to mention, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.